Okay, so why don't you just introduce yourself for everyone, your name, law school, and year?
Yeah, I'm Madison. I'm a 1L at Washington University in St. Louis. I'm a K to JD, so I came straight through. So I graduated from St. Louis University in May of last year. I just didn't want to take a gap year or anything because then I was like, I'll never go back to law school if I take a gap year. So I just wanted to go straight through. I knew I wanted to go to law school since freshman year. I remember I actually went into undergrad pre-med. I wanted to be a psychiatrist.
Wait, no way, I did too. I studied psychology and I
Really?
thought it was good. Yeah,
That's so
that's so
cool. Yeah.
crazy.
So I wanted to be a psychiatrist, and then I realized that math and science weren't my thing. Not a math girl, not a science girl. And I was like, what am I good at? I was like, I'm good at reading and writing and all that stuff. And I read the book Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson, which was one of my favorite books. And it literally convinced me. I went to the advisors like the week after, and I was like, I'm pre-law now. So I'm really glad that I didn't stick with pre-med because I probably would have failed out taking like biology and chemistry and stuff.
That's so funny. Yeah, I did the same thing. I saw because I didn't know you had to take like a year of physics, year of chemistry to apply to medical school. I was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
that's not gonna work.
No, and
But
those the first year medical like pre-med classes are so hard. Like they make them hard on purpose to get people to fail. There's no way I would have done well in those classes. It would have been a disaster.
and what is a K to JD? Is that like a sorority, Kata?
Okay, so like kindergarten, like
Oh,
K to
okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I just like, said it really quick. Is that like a sorority? That's so funny. That's so funny.
Um,
That's like the only sorority I would have been a part of. The
K
K to JD
to
is
K to JDs. What has been one of your favorite law school moments so far?
cool. It's kind of hard. So you're a 2L, right?
Yeah.
So you had time in person before everything was weird.
Yeah.
Like this is all I've known is like Zoom School of Law. It's so weird. Like I've only ever been cold called over Zoom. Like I've only been to my law school campus a couple times. So like having a favorite law school moment is kind of weird. I guess I would say like submitting my property exam was like my favorite because that was like the end of the semester. I was finally done. Property was my least favorite class, and obviously it was the exam I had last, of course. So like I sat there and I dreaded it for so long. So when I submitted it, I was like, I don't even care how I did. I am just so happy that I am done with this semester, and it was probably the best moment. It was great.
Nice.
Um,
That's so funny.
but I really can't. Huh? Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say that's so funny. Property was also my least favorite exam.
I feel like a lot of 1Ls, like whenever I'm going to interviews, if they ask me what my least favorite class is, I always say property because I feel like so many people don't like property, especially because 1L property is so old. Like it's not a lot of modern property law. Like it's all from like 100 or 200 years ago. So it's just so irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, this question might not be that relevant. But I was gonna say, where have you found community on campus? If there's like online,
Yeah,
uh,
so we do have like student orgs and stuff. It's just weird because like we don't have like traditional meetings. Like Zoom meetings for student organizations are kind of weird. I mean, I'm in the Women's Law Caucus and I've had a couple meetings for that, and I'm on the executive board for Health Law Association. So we have like exec board meetings for that and stuff. But it is kind of hard because like finding community on campus when everything is virtual is tricky. But
yeah,
WashU's trying. Like they're doing their best to like go to the Zoom meetings for the organizations, but it's kind of awkward sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie.
yeah. Do you know have a particular area of law you're interested in right now?
I came into law school not like I kind of knew I wanted to do litigation versus transaction. Like I was like, I just feel like I would be at home in the courtroom. I really want to get some sort of litigation experience. But more than like other than that, I really don't know. And at first I felt very like kind of insecure about that because I had so many people in my classes that are like, I know exactly why I'm coming to law school. I want a job here after I graduate and I know exactly what I want to do. And I just wasn't like that. I was like, I want to litigate, but I don't really know like what that entails. So I don't really have any specific areas. I mean, I'm interested kind of with the health law stuff, like maybe medical malpractice. Criminal defense has been something I've been interested in, but like I'm not 100% sure yet. And I think that'll probably when I get into like my 2L and 3L years and I'm taking more electives. Hopefully that'll provide some sort of clarity and I'll know what I want to do.
Yeah, I feel that. Have you started applying for 1L jobs yet?
Hmm.
Where have
Yeah,
you?
so I actually started. WashU is very like right when right December 1st, they were like, you better start applying. They were like, if you don't start applying on December 1st, you're gonna miss all of the jobs, which I think is kind of not true. I mean, I think they push you to be more proactive than you need to be, especially because as 1Ls, you don't have grades. So like I'd email all these firms and I'd be like, hi, like I'd love to apply. And they're just like, get back to us when you have some grades. Like we don't care about you until we have your grades back. So I was applying to a lot of firms in December, and then obviously I updated when I got my grades in January. And I've had a few interviews so far, which is terrifying. And OCI is going on right now, which is all virtual, which is also terrifying. But yeah, I applied mostly to firms, but I have done some public interest stuff. So we'll see where I end up. It's hard balancing the semester, like doing classes and stuff, with also trying to find a job. Because if I'm like, I'm not going to be able to focus on anything else until I get a job, but I also have to do readings every night, which is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Yeah. So you'll have grades for the whole year or just for your first semester?
Just for the first semester.
Okay, that's
Um,
nice. I think Yale does that as well. Maybe
mhm.
Stanford too. They make us do the grades the first semester. I'm like, so like a rushing start.